Hello, my name is Jacob Gardner, and this is my capstone project on the effects of the Amur honeysuckle on forest edges in Berks County, Pennsylvania. So, what is a forest edge? It can be defined as an edge is a boundary between two adjacent land covered types, such as a forest and meadow, or forest and a parking lot. Pretty much whether there's a road or a path or a parking lot or a forest meets a meadow, for example, that's where a forest edge will exist. More forest edges have been created in recent years due to population growth and different types of land use, things like that. Forest edge in Berks County has been expanding for years. And disturbed areas and forest edges are particularly susceptible to invasive species growth, as these are disturbed areas or places that an opportunistic plant species such as the Amur honeysuckle will take advantage of and can outcompete native species. So the Amur honeysuckle background, the species is originally from Southeast Asia, and like here, they are found along forest edges. Like all invasive species, they are able to reproduce quickly and spread incredibly quickly. And then with the Amur honeysuckle, the leaf density is enough to choke species underneath them. So a lot of times when you see Amur honeysuckle in the wild, if you look underneath them, there'll be almost little to none of different plant species underneath them, as sunlight won't reach them as well, or this honeysuckle is really good at sucking up resources very quickly, as it is the first and last. It's the first species to gain its leaves and the last to lose them. Because of this, the Amur honeysuckle can destroy understories and take over areas very quickly, possibly changing how a forest will go about its succession, either slowing it or not allowing it to continue with its succession. The Amur honeysuckle in Pennsylvania, it is considered an invasive species and is found in many forest edges, as stated before. It can be found across many different types of environments, to name a few: riparian buffers. If there's an urban space with a forest edge, it can be found there, and many more. If you're driving down the road in Pennsylvania, it's very easy to find them across all types of environments. And then currently, it is choking out many native species found along the forest edges, such as redbuds and flowering dogwoods, and potentially slowing down forest succession in our oak temperate forest ecosystems. So the study description of my capstone project, I chose 5 different ecosystem types and their forest edges, and then I looked at the types of species in each area studied. I also looked at other factors that can affect plant types in the area, such as soil type and the number of honeysuckle in the area, because they are so good at choking out other species. The goal of this is to find the link between the honeysuckle in the area and the ecology, as well as the potential change that the honeysuckle is creating for the ecology because of the honeysuckle. In my project, I found none of the results were incredibly surprising, other than the number of honeysuckle in urban and agricultural areas specifically. In the urban area, I was expecting some, but the number of them within the area that I studied, it was far exceeding what I thought. And then the same with agricultural areas. I thought that because the agricultural areas had more sunlight, that there wouldn't be as much of a forest edge and more of a open area kind of environment, and there was a lot more honeysuckle than I expected. And then all species found in all areas were expected. There was no surprise species that I was not expecting there, or was out of character for the species. And then continued. Although no overly unexpected results occurred, to measure the effects of the overall ecology over time, it takes time. For the duration of this study, being only 5 weeks, I could not visibly record any change in ecology. And then further studies will need to be conducted to confirm changes to the overall ecology and the honeysuckle's effect on things like forest succession and ecology. To go back on my point, more studies will need to be done to confirm or deny this change in ecology. However, it is known that honeysuckles are in the area. They're in a very large number, and they quite possibly be having an effect on the population. And then these are my references. Thank you.